Okay, so my video got recorded, so it stopped recording, so we'll resume. But basically, yeah, what I was saying that David Wallace, his main thing is to just kind of not think so much in a default way of a default setting way of thinking. The reason why I personally chose this text, I guess, to out of all of the things that we learned in ethics is because I feel like out of all the things that I've learned, this is something that I personally resonate, with in my personal life. I sometimes can have a default setting way of thinking, where like, and I think it's just a way of like being humans when you're just like in a cycle of just trying to get stuff done. You want to get it done, but it's always good to kind of take a step back and be like, man, okay, yeah, I'm in traffic right now, but I'm pretty sure the past 10 cars behind me just got thrown off their job too, and we all just trying to get home. It definitely gives you grace. So with you kind of knowing a backstory of David Wallace theory, and then like why I chose this specific text, how do you feel about like the default setting? Like, how do you feel about that? Like, do you think that's something that we do go through? Like, what's your thoughts of it?
Yeah, I definitely think that it's something that, we go through, especially as humans and wanting to be in the motions of things, get things done at a certain time. I definitely think we go through that. And what this theory is like saying to me is turning a negative into a positive. Like, I may be stuck in traffic, but I'm going to get home. It may not be at the time that I wanted to, but hey, maybe this traffic is a sign for me not to get into a car accident. I'll get home. And not only we have to give grace to ourselves, but like you said, we have to give grace to others too. Like, you don't know their situation. The car in front, they could have broken down because they didn't have any gas. We don't know that. So everybody is going through like their own trials. And I feel like with the default theory, we just need to give grace to everyone.
Definitely. Do you think that like when you step out the default setting, do you agree that like it brings some type of peace over you?
Yeah, because I feel like it kind of can stop you from being so angry at the time. Like, why is this happening? Why is this happening? Like, why is this happening to me? Why do I have to stop this? Why can't I go there? Because, you're so angry. You're like, why? But when you look at it in that perspective, it kind of calms you down. It mellows you out. It brings you back down.
Right. So, I agree. Yeah. Because sometimes I think it's easy, like we said, as humans, it's easy to just kind of be like, I'm trying to get home from work. I didn't have this long day. I'm ready to relax. I'm ready to take my shower. I'm ready to eat dinner. But then we don't really think sometimes about the car next to us that she has maybe 4 kids and she has to put 4 kids down, put herself down, where it's just us. We just
have ourselves.
So I definitely agree that it definitely stops present emotions. Like, it stops the present emotions of like trying to get things, like trying to not make things about yourself, but it's like you're not thinking so much in like a box way of thinking. You're thinking about other people around you
versus just yourself.
So like, how have you, so the next question I have is, have you before this, like before you obviously have learned that like this is one of David Wallace like theories, have you ever dealt with default setting like in the past?
As far as like thinking of other people?
Well, default setting, like thinking about like, just so you're literally, and you're thinking in the default setting, like you're having that moment where you're driving and you're like, oh my God, I wish like the cars hurry up. Like, do you ever have those feelings?
Yes, I definitely do. Like, I'm a very impatient person sometimes, especially, I like how you use that example with the traffic. I do not like being stuck in traffic. Like, I hate it, especially when you driving and then you get up to where the traffic is and it seems like there's nothing to, like, why is there a halt? There's nothing here.
Yeah.
So I've definitely been in situations like that, but just from hearing this theory, it makes me like take a step back. Like, maybe the next time I get in a certain situation, I can use that into my life. I can apply that to like my life. Well, you know what? Maybe this is happening for a reason instead of being so hasty.
Yeah. And I kind of want to like piggyback on that you said like now it gives you a different perspective of looking in life, or a different way of thinking. about certain things. I kind of want to just piggyback on that because I agree that from the first question that, yeah, it does help you in a way of, like, it does make you want to kind of change the way that you think, you know. And I know for me personally, like when I had read this theory, I literally from the day forward, I try my best. It don't happen all the time, but most times, like I be trying to be okay, let me chill. Like you said, maybe it's a stop in the road because it's an accident that happened, but maybe I could have gotten that accident if I was if I would have went through the traffic and was in such of a hurry.
Exactly.
You know, some things are kind of stopping us, you know, for a reason. But yeah, I feel like David Wallace, this is a good theory to really kind of think about personally, because it's like, it's like I say all the time, like I tell you just in our own personal life, like when you just trying to get to work, do everything like in a cycle every single day, you do not think about other people. You don't think about like what people could be going through. And I think it does bring you a self of like a feeling of relief in life, because then it makes you not think so much about yourself. You don't think about, okay, like what are my needs for today? Let me be more nicer to people. Exactly. You know, I've realized with me, it's made me just be more nicer to people overall. Like not even just about like the impatientness or I guess the default setting way of like, okay, this is either my way or the highway, but I feel like it's also gave me a reason, or it gave me more of a perspective to deal with people in a more grace sense of way throughout, just across the board, you know, just having conversations with people. And because like sometimes I can get irritated when I'm talking to people and they could be talking slow, you know, like, can you fucking hurry up? You know, can you hurry up with the conversation? Like, and I've realized this has helped me get to a point of thinking, okay, maybe they're talking slow because they want to make sure they're getting everything out to me, you know, because sometimes you have to digest what you're saying before you can even say it. And it has helped me in a way of like, just not with impatientness, but just across the board, like with people. Like it makes me think, okay, let me kind of step out of how I feel about this and just think about it from a logical, global, you know, way of thinking about it.
Exactly.
And then my last question I have is, would you implement this way of thinking to your everyday thinking? Now that you kind of know about this, is this something that you feel like, you know, you're going to really, not really, but is this something that you would like to really try to kind of keep in mind, you know, to have like more like, I guess, stress-free days?
Yeah, I definitely think I can apply this into like my daily routine. I feel like it'll not only help me, but it'll help others too. Like I won't have to be so, you know, angry towards other people, and I can allow myself to, you know, think about someone else, be more selfless. I feel like if you apply this into your routine, it can really help you become more of a selfless person, especially if you're, you know, more so motivated to only think about self.
Yeah, I like that word, selfless, because that's kind of what this whole like theory gives me. It gives me like you're not being selfless, you know, and it's like I said, it's easy to be selfless when you're just in the motions of life. You know, it's easy to be like, okay, like I'm just trying to get this stuff done. I don't care about that person over there. Right. But yeah, well, that's good. That's pretty much all I have to ask. Have you ever known about David Wallace?
Oh no, this is the first time. Yes, girl, you did great.
Yeah. Okay. And so do you feel like you understand his theory from what I told you?
Yeah,
like,
definitely.
From everything?
You gave me a lot of great examples, so I was really able to comprehend and even dig a little deep. Sorry.
Okay, no, you're good.
Me.
So great examples, and then able. Okay.
Yes, girl.
All right. Well, that's pretty much it. I'm happy I was able to give you a different perspective of thinking in life.
Definitely.
Like I said, this is something that's kind of like really, it kind of resonates with me more than anything, because like I can be very selfless. I used to be very selfless, but that's pretty much it. So thank you.
No problem, girl.
Woo!